Trump is just another opioid.
I'm a never Trump guy. I never liked him.
There is definitely an element of Donald Trump support that has its basis in racism or xenophobia.
Trump is a really bad candidate, and frankly, I think a really bad person.
I agree with you on Trump because I don't think he actually cares about folks.
I'm going to vote third party because I can't stomach Trump. I think that he's noxious and is leading the white working class to a very dark place.
You've said I'm a never Trump guy, never liked him. Terrible candidate, idiot if you voted for him, might be America's Hitler, might be a cynical a-hole, cultural heroine, noxious and reprehensible.
The next Vice President of the United States, the current Senator from Ohio, J.D. Vance, and his incredible wife, Usha.
Segregation could be coming back to the United States under President Trump. So let's break this all down. The place we need to start is Elon Musk in Tesla factories. Apparently there was an investigation just a little while back, a couple weeks to a month type of thing, of segregation happening inside of the Tesla factories with bathrooms, certain things like that. But Trump shut down this investigation, and then a couple weeks later is now making a new type of law where segregation is going to be legal, but obviously segregation illegal. So in order to kind of avoid that, they are making the sake that you have to be a government contractor and be a government contracted building to have segregated bathrooms. The only way to be segregated is if you're working with the government. So we're going back to 1960 or so. I don't know what the hell is going on. Because an average business that's not government contracted can't be segregated. But if it's government contracted, it can be segregated. I don't understand what the fuck's going on in America.
Whether or not you believe that Donald Trump is racist no longer matters, because his policies reveal deep racist sentiments and create codified racism. And now Donald Trump has repealed LBJ's executive order barring racial segregation. Donald Trump is bringing back segregation. And regardless of whether or not you think that in his heart he is racist, he has continued to embolden racist, white supremacists, and codify racial segregation. That is a problem that we haven't seen in over 50 years. He is inflaming racial sentiments. He is instigating white supremacist and Christian nationalists. So whether or not Donald Trump himself is racist no longer matters, because he is the first president to reinstitute segregation federally in over 50 years.
I just watched a video of somebody saying that they voted for Trump. They already regret it. They didn't know it was going to be this bad. And I'm sitting here going, I'm glad you're here now. I'm glad you've made it. But I'm gonna need a minute, okay? Because I need to see some very serious work being done. Because what do you mean you didn't see this coming? What do you mean you didn't know it was gonna be this bad? You didn't have to listen to us. You just had to listen to him. He said it. He's doing all of the things he said he was gonna do. And this person said that we are looking forward to voting blue in 2026 and help ushering in the blue wave. Be a beach to usher in the blue wave. I'm glad that finally those two little brain cells of yours rubbed together for the first time and started to spark. But you understand, this isn't we just gotta buckle up for a couple of years. I don't know if there's gonna be anything to buckle up to. We are going to hell in a handbasket at 100 miles per hour, and we are going so fast, we're not stopping for gas because, hey, spoiler alert, we're about to not be able to afford that. We're not stopping for food because we won't be able to afford that either. And we're going so fast that all of our human rights are just whizzing by us like freaking blurs. For all of you who are finally seeing the light, which I'm glad, I need to see choices being made by you now. I need to see amends and accountability like we have never seen before. So I'm glad you're here, but I'm gonna need to see some hustle. And I know that this might not be my most progressive or community building take. I will fight for you, I will help you, but I don't want to speak to you for a while. I will make sure you have food and water, but you are gonna go sit on the other side of the room. I'm gonna need a minute. Huh?
Well, Maga, you got everything you wanted, right? You finally won the war on woke. Trans people can't play sports anymore. The government will only recognize two genders now, male and female. The federal employees can't put their pronouns in their email signature anymore. DEI is all but dead. Those elitist, woke, liberal universities are losing all of their federal grants and contracts. Elon Musk is taking his chainsaw to the government and firing half of the federal workforce. Donald Trump is going to bulldoze Gaza and turn it into a beachfront golf resort. People lost their student loan forgiveness. You finally got all those tariffs and the tit-for-tat trade war with our closest allies that you wanted so damn badly. Hell, you even got your plastic straws back in the Gulf of America to boot. So, are your lives better now? All that stuff that you were complaining about for the last 4 years, is any of it better? Is your life more affordable? Can you afford groceries, healthcare, childcare, new car, mortgage, rent, insurance? Any of that better? No? It's almost as if trans people weren't the reason your lives were so miserable. Some of you aren't ready to have that conversation yet. Take all the time you need with it.
So what's your take?
Bring back segregation.
100% disagree.
Dead act. Bring it back. I want to know where I'm not welcome, okay? Put them signs back up. Colors only, whites only. Let's do it, all right? Rip the Band-Aid off. Especially for a restaurant. Are you kidding me? Whites only? What do I want to do in there? What they got? Mashed potatoes? Mayonnaise? Hot dogs? Colors only? We got seasoning. Turmeric. Paprika.
Okay, I like this.
Okay.
You were saying that the black excellence.
Absolutely.
The segregation is to get
the colored excellence.
Okay.
Okay. What's the playlist in the whites only spot? They playing Carrie Underwood and Kid Rock. We playing Babyface and Diggable Planets. Ain't no overhead lighting. What are you talking about?
Wait, where am I going?
Colors.
Hell yeah.
Look at his hair. Talk about where am I going? That's the problem with North Africans.
That's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah. I'm in. 100% agree. Let's go.
Talk about where I'm going.
Oh, man. Yeah.
What happens to you in the summertime?
Where are we putting the Italians?
Listen.
I just want to know.
I don't need their food. I don't like tomatoes.
Okay, so they're going on the white side.
Black people spend over $1 trillion a year. I would love for the government to force us to spend it on our own people.
This is very good.
Yeah,
I like this a lot.
I brought you over to the side.
And the black airplane?
Oh, come on, the Soul Plane, baby.
I want to be on Soul Plane.
Yes, it's going to be noisy on there, but that's what noise cancellation headphones are for. You know what I'm saying?
And they're going to have all the good movies?
All the good movies, all the good music.
Oh, man.
And while we at it, bring back sundown towns. They never left, but...
What's that?
Well, a sundown town was back in the day during Jim Crow where black people weren't allowed to be in a town after the sunset.
Wow.
So those towns never left. They still exist in America, but they took the signs down. I want them to put the signs back up. I wanted to say 248 miles to the next town that likes colored people. Get your gas in Atlanta. Don't stop till you get to Savannah, all right?
I'm with her.
He with me.
It's time to speak up. They're rolling back segregation. They are rolling back segregation. It is now no longer illegal to require separate facilities for people of different races. It is no longer illegal to say, here's the white water fountain and here's the colored water fountain. To be clear, the Civil Rights Act of 1964 is still in place and has not been disbanded. But we know what their goal is. There is always step one in a process, and we absolutely know what their goal is. They are rolling back segregation. What are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? Because this time, white people, we are the ones that are going to be on the front crossing that bridge. Do you hear me? We are the ones that are going to stand in the streets. Our black countrymen have done their time at the front of the lines, and it is our turn. It is our turn to face the water hoses and to face the dogs and to face the tear gas because we have let this happen. Not on my watch. Not while there is breath in me will we go back. Is anybody out there with me? Go love your neighbor.
I need for you to come front and center and please share this video, especially if you're a federal contractor. Clause 52.222-21 of the FAR being the Federal Acquisition Regulation, is titled Prohibition of Segregated Facilities. And what this states is that the contract agrees that it does not and will not maintain or provide for its employees any segregated facilities at any of its establishments, and it does not and will not permit its employees to perform their services at any location under its control where segregated facilities are maintained. And segregated facilities mean like at work areas, restaurants, bathrooms, drinking fountains, transportation, housing. And you cannot segregate it based on race, color, religion, sexual orientation, gender identity, national origin as well. Now, this clause is removed from the FAR. This is a new change due to the Trump regime. So what this heinous government is saying is that this provision, this clause in the FAR will no longer be considered when making award choices or enforce requirements. Now, I think this is very symbolic in nature from Trump's administration, who happens to be an inherently racist administration. And people that are black and brown, I feel like I have to constantly say this, he does not like you. Now, to be clear, these contractors still have to follow federal and state laws, which include Civil Rights Act of 1964. But we already know Trump is actively trying to dismantle that law. When Kamala Harris offered her vision that we're not going back, this is exactly what she was afraid of, that he will bring us back to the 1950s, in which the white people had the power and we were powerless. But they don't know us, right? Because we shall overcome. And once we get over this hump, the Magas are not going to like the consequences. I promise you that. You guys have a blessed day.
What's up, everybody? Major retired Richard Ojeda here, and Donald Trump has just removed a federal ban on contractors from having segregated restaurants, waiting rooms, and drinking fountains. Ladies and gentlemen, he's literally bringing segregation back. Where are all of these people in Washington, D.C., these Republicans? Where are they at? Where are you at, Richard Hudson? You've got people of color in your district. I think you need to answer for what we're seeing right now. This is unacceptable. Donald Trump is a racist, and anybody who stands by him and allows him to continue doing what he's doing is just as racist. This is unacceptable. We deserve so much better. Folks, let me tell you something. Vote